Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Gorilla Cricket South Africa on One World Sports Radio, 1WSR.com. We are waiting for the women's Proteas team to start their match against the West Indies women's team from the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in North Sound, Antigua. We've got some shaky feeds here, but we'll get you the stats as soon as they come through. And we are live on all of the major streaming platforms and especially YouTube. Go and find us there, One World Sports Radio on YouTube. Like our channel. Set that notification so that you get notified when we are live on the air. I'm joined here by Anis Mohammed. How are you, Anis?
I'm good. I hope everyone's keeping safe and keeping warm here in a cold South Africa. Just a bit worried about the shaky pictures we are getting from our broadcasters here. I think they're having some signal problem.
Okay.
In the meantime, we've missed two balls. We got Shamila Kunal, who's bowling to Lizelle Lee, and I think there is and it is
Danai.
Danai Fanikat on the other end.
Yeah, so the score so far.
Wide ball. Huge wide. And I think they take two from that.
Yes, indeed. So I've got the score here for us on Crick Info with the shaky feed that we are watching. It's 3 deliveries gone in the first of 20 overs, and the score is now 5 without loss, with a 2 wides, a dot, 2 wides to start, another dot, a single, and then another 2 wides.
2 wides.
So you're going to do ball by ball for us?
I'll try with the feed we're getting. Right now we have Kunal just stretching a bit, running into bowl, and the frozen, and I think that one went for that is the wide. But single to Danai Fanikat, and the score moves on to. It is now 6 for no loss after 5 balls. Sorry.
Yeah, so apologies for that. We are quite lucky to be able to actually watch this, and we can see the media player stream coming through from the broadcasters here as well. So they are also streaming this live on the internet. So this is going to be very exciting and interesting to see if we can keep track for you, because we've got no on-screen scoreboard whatsoever. No crowd in at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium there in Antigua. The weather is set fair, no chance of rain at all. So Kunal is going to run in again here. We get a nice still of her bowling action as she passes the umpire. I don't know what it's like there by you, Anis.
But, she hasn't had a run up yet. She's running in now. She goes steaming in and worked to the leg side, and it's frozen after a good shot played. But I can see that no run was taken, and Kunal Tali, no run. If we can just run through the teams quickly.
Yes.
The playing 11 for the Proteas is Lizelle Lee, Danai Fanikat, Tamsin Brits, Laura Wolfart, Sine Loose, Chloe Tyrone, Marizan Kapp, Trisha Chetty, Masabata Klaas, Ayabonga Kaka, and Nonkululeku Mlaba.
Nonkululeku.
Yeah, Nkululeko Laba. And the West Indies women is Hayley Matthews, DeAndre Doughton, Casey and Knight. That's also known. Okay, Shauna Knight. I wonder if they're related. Jadine Nation, Brittany Cooper, Aliyah Elaine, Anissa Mohammed, which is my mother's name, and that's not my mother. Shakira Salman, Shamila Kunal, who bowled that first over, and Kiana Joseph.
That would be impressive if your mom was playing for the West Indies.
You know?
Yeah.
I'd be quite upset. I'm like, you've been keeping the secret for all these years.
When was I born, Mom? How did this happen?
Also, it doesn't help that she's 32, so she's 4 years younger than me. It's like, wait, what?
I think I was adopted. Yes, thank you, Mom.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. Great to know.
So, Lizelle Lee, I think that first over is done. She's on 0 of 3 and Danai van die Kerk on 2 of 4. So with 4 extras in that first over, that's a horrible start for the West Indies women.
The ball was swinging a mile. The 2 wides weren't just wide; they were wide, and the ball moved prodigiously. So maybe it's the wind that's taking the ball a bit. If you look at the flags at the back, when they are moving, there seems to be quite a stiff breeze.
Yes. Yeah, we can see the wind is coming across the pitch almost at a 90-degree angle by the look of those flags. So the second over will be bowled by Aliyah Elaine, right arm medium pacer. And as soon as we get the information coming through here, we will give that through to you. So thanks for joining us. Do tweet us in. Let me... Seeing as the feed is so shaky, I don't have to worry about my connectivity here. So I'm going to open up the Twitter sphere here. We are at Gorilla SA on Twitter, at GUERILLASA, and do interrupt me, Anis, as soon as you've got some action there for us.
Yeah, I got.
We'll do our best.
Aliyah Aline running in. I'm liking this. Static camera that they've got now. We're watching over the batter's shoulders, sorry, and the feed is frozen again. Why?
Yeah, and I can tell you, looking at my live feed on the TV, that's the same thing happening over there. So like I said, we'll try our best. So wherever you are in the world, please let us know where you are watching from, and if you do have a better feed, maybe you can tweet us some score updates and we'll give that through to the listeners. But thanks for joining us anyway. It's nice to be here.
Fourth ball of the over, Elaine to Danai van die Kerk. She gets a single. Not sure to where. But there is 1 run. So Elaine is going to be bowling to Lizelle Lee.
Okay, so we've got 2 static cameras. The one is on whichever end of the Viv Richards Stadium. So now we are watching the bowlers running in from the opposite end to the camera angle, and then the other one is a square onto the wicket. So we won't have any replays or any of that stuff. So once again, this is going to be very exciting and very challenging indeed to actually bring you this match. But that's what's going to make it so much more fun. I think the quick info score is, Go ahead.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to switch media players. I see they got their Windows media player. They got. They're going to try to
It's always good to know that there's somebody with a worse connection than me. But. So you call the action as you see it, Anis, and I'll fill in where I can.
Elaine to Lee, short of a length, worked into. It looked like it was extra cover, but picked up no run. We actually got through a ball. I'm very impressed.
They do have. They do seem to have a few options here in terms of the angles now. So let's hope that the production team in the broadcasters chair there can sort this out as well. Sure, somebody's broadcasting this match from home.
It seems like it because they got they got any desk. They got any desk and they got another connection thing. So someone's probably logged in.
Okay, well, at least we can get to watch at some level. So if you are in the West Indies, do tweet us in at Gorilla SA, Guerilla SA.
And now to Dane van Niekerk, cracking shot, 4-4. That's the second ball of the over.
That's the second ball of the third over.
Third over, and Dane van Niekerk seemed to have taken a liking to that ball.
Yeah, that's good to see by the Proteas women.
Don't know where it pitched, don't know the shot she played, but we can see that it's 4.
It went somewhere for 4.
Oh, worked off the hips. One bounce ball. No, okay. 1, 2.
Okay, so now we do have some wider shots of the ground here. Geez, it's sad to watch such a beautiful venue. I love watching cricket in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
it's all those beautiful grounds, and there's nobody there.
It is sad that. But the West Indies captain was actually left out of the team due to her being tracked back as being one of the main instigators of a COVID outbreak. So that's why she's not in the squad at the moment.
Oh, no. Okay, so if you are watching us, if you are able to watch us on YouTube, that seems to be the best place at the moment because we do have a live scoreboard. So we can actually commentate off our own live scoreboard.
It's like Inception stuff right here, guys.
So we'll try and give you a summary, I think, at the end of each over, and then we'll just talk through whatever we see coming through on the screen.
Yeah, it's such a pity that the guys aren't, these ladies aren't getting their just desserts and actually getting a proper broadcast from our broadcasters here in South Africa.
Yeah, I think it's there's a lot to talk about there. There's a lot to unpack there, and it seems like even though it's a T20, we might have enough time to talk about these kind of things as we take you through the first 20 overs, the South African batting innings. So as soon as you spot the end of the
straight to extra cover, no run.
Now, Lizelle Lee, she's a stalwart now, you could say, of the national women's team. And she's sort of a hit and miss at times. You always want to see her score runs because when that woman gets hold of a bowling attack, she doesn't let go. It's awesome to see her power hitting on display, and hopefully we see that here today. So we'll just try and spot the end of each over and then give you a rundown of the exact score and the action that went on, because the live feed here is it reminds me of my first internet connection, trying to watch some dubious content online. It's really just letting go at a crucial moment.
Just as she's about to release it, freezes.
We have a nice still here of her bowling action.
Correct.
And there's an ad break. And there we go for an ad break. So let's keep you in the loop here. So the first over went for 6. The second over, 5 dots and a single. And so in the third over, that was Dane van Niekerk and Lizelle Lee cashing in there with 2 4s by Dane van Niekerk, 1 by Lizelle Lee, and a single off the third ball, and then 4.4 by Dane van Niekerk. So the start of the
That,
fourth over now. Let's go.
that last ball of the third over, Lazali cut through backward point beautifully for four. But now Connell getting her lined all wrong at the moment.
Yes. Thanks for the correction there. So it was 2 fours by Lazali in the third over. Start of the fourth. So let's see how much we can see of the fourth over here. So this is Dane van Niekerk facing.
Squeezing it out, no run. Squeezing it out to backward point, no run. I think. Because it's frozen midfielding.
Yes, that's true. The ball was fielded there. We don't know exactly how, but it was fielded there at backward point by the West Indian ladies. So let's see how quickly we get the pictures back, and we see Dane van Niekerk leaning on her bat. Both batsmen looking really calm and comfortable. I can tell you it's not so calm and comfortable here, trying to make sense of what's buffering and what's not. But it's good to be here and to watch the women play. I mean, this is awesome. No,
I never. Yeah, I think they need to get a lot more exposure. And as they're about to.
Let's go, Anis, you go.
As this would be the second ball, a lane to Dane van Niekerk, and she gets 2, but it's frozen. So I can't tell you exactly where it is. So I'm going off of Pick Info at the moment. And the third ball, a lane again to Dane van Niekerk, and she gets a single. And the fourth ball of the over, a lane 2 was bowling to Lazali, and it was a dot. So hopefully we are now caught up, because now, she's now bowled 1.4 overs and she's gone for 0.4. So there are stuff that are skipping beyond the freezing. I think the game is still going on, and the scoreboard on the screen is actually updating. So we have a scoreboard now.
Yes, and we have an apology also covering the scorecard from the broadcasters saying, blaming the feed from the venue. So yeah, we'll sort it out as soon as we can.
Good shot, babe. It was a lane straying onto bowling a bit too straight, and Lazali works it through mid wicket for 2, down to deep long on. Sorry. Good running by the batters.
Yeah, Lazali and Dane van Niekerk, both right-handers, and they are the openers here for South Africa today. Dane van Niekerk coming off the 100 victory for the Oval Invincibles, living up to their name there, and it was so cool to see so many South African women really shining in England. And now let's see if they can carry that through to this series.
I have to say, I did not watch a single game of the 100. I read about it, and I was like, no, I can't. There's too much. No, I just couldn't bring myself to watch it. After really? I remember, no, I couldn't. I watched Imran Tahir get their hat trick though.
Okay.
A lane to Lee, and worked off of her legs, whipped down, passed back forward of square, sorry, and it is running away, but hauled in, and they will get 2 more in slow mo. This is great.
Indeed.
Analyze their techniques and stuff.
Yes, this is a bit painful to watch. I reckon it's probably more painful to listen to at this stage. So we do apologize for that. We're doing our very best. Elaine has got 2 overs now, no wickets for 4 runs. She's doing very well here for the West Indies.
0 for 8, sorry. There was 7 of that over. She She her fingers got ruined by that over. Not as bad as Kunal. Oh, Matthews into the attack for the next over.
Yeah. So hi guys,
There we go.
I will be joining you to help
Yay.
you get through this. We do apologize that our feed is buffering, but it looks like it's getting better. But it is
Yes.
a bit of a bandwidth issue, so I'm sure they're sorting it out.
Hmm.
It has gotten a lot better now. The change of innings is a little bit better. But yeah, so let's talk women's cricket. Let's talk what this series is. I think South Africa will be preparing for the next year's World Cup. As Otto goes to refresh his drink. In New Zealand, it's not a T20 World Cup, it's a 50 over World Cup. So these T20s just give them a semblance of what I'd like to, like combinations and stuff like that. And that's why I think Tasman Brits has been brought into the side as a number 3 instead of Mignon du Preez.
I agree with that, but I wonder if there is going to be a succession plan, and I wonder if the ladies will last their careers will last longer or less than the guys, because Tamsin Brits is being brought in, and that's great, but she's 30 years old. Normally that's the prime age when you know your cricket the best, but I'm not sure what's the average age of the ladies. They're quite young. You look at a couple of the West Indies ladies, and they even some of the South Africans, and they've been playing since they were teenagers.
Look, Tasman's been in around the side for about the last 5 years. Hasn't gotten an opportunity, largely because of the batting lineup we have.
Yeah.
But like I think with women's cricket, I think being ageist is something we can't be.
Yes.
Still very young. So. It's just obviously them figuring out what they need to do.
Yeah, and I think also in the ladies' game, there aren't as many people playing. There aren't as many women playing. So if you've got the talent, and if you have some confidence in the selection panel, then you're able to stick around for a lot longer than you would see typically a men's player in the same situation. You know, they tend to stick with players through longer dips in form.
Just quickly, Danae Fanikak, caught by Anisa Mohammed, not my mama. Bowled by Matthews after smashing her for 4 the ball before. Soft dismissal, really. And in comes Mariazan Cup, and the feet just cut to black. And it's back.
Okay, so that was the second ball of the 5th over, where Danae van Niekerk was caught by not Anis's mom, Mohammed, bowled by Hayley Matthews, who is an off-break bowler.
And she's looping it up.
Yes, so please just tell us what you're seeing, Anis, there, because I can see some subsequent deliveries here, but on the feed that I've got here, 4 balls gone in the overall dots so far.
Correct, yeah. They're in between balls at the moment, and they're about to deliver the last ball of the over. And they skipped a bit forward. They've pulled hand right out, and now it looks like we're busy playing on the PlayStation. And Matthews in. And I can't see what she's done because she's too far away, and it is worked to mid-wicket for 1.
Yeah, so first sign of spin for South Africa, from the West Indies and South Africa lose a wicket. So this is something that they would want to kind of sort themselves out as they go through this series, because I think that's the one weakness this batting lineup has.
But that's the same weakness that the men's team have. Or I don't know if it's really a weakness or we always see it as a weakness. Because
they keep getting out.
But we have guys that can play spin. It's just but if you look at the wickets that it's not as if the pitches that they're getting honked on aren't turning square from day one. That's the problem. Everyone's going to struggle on those tracks.
No, and it's also difficult to tell what this wicket is actually doing at the moment, because we're getting sort of glimpses of what's going on. So that is the end of the fifth over.
Fifth over, yeah.
And then South Africa, after 5 overs, are 32 for 1. Run rate is 6.4, which is not bad. Marizon Cup at the end of over number 5 on 1 or 4. Lizelle Lee on 12 off 11. So normal service resumes for Lizelle Lee. She's chugging along at a little bit more than a runnable. Yes, go.
She's going to. I think Lizelle Lee is going to be the one that's going to try to bat deep, and I think, and I hope that the ladies, the floatiers, are going to pull a Otis Gibson.
What's an Otis Gibson?
Bat
How
deep,
does that work?
And you bat deep, and you bat long, and you don't throw your wickets away, and then you launch in the last 3-4 overs with a ton of wickets in hand, so that you can keep that momentum going.
Ah, I see the Otis Gibson game plan. Yes.
Yes.
All right. I'm with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right.
And we're just adding
So,
in Ravi near here.
And that I don't know what happened there.
Sorry.
Hey, Ravi.
Hey, Ravi.
Hey.
Can you
guys.
actually see what's going on?
Yeah, I can see it. But I don't know where we are in terms of the game.
5.5 overs gone. So yeah,
5.5.
with the last ball of the fifth, second last ball of the fifth over.
Yeah, 6th over.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
6th over, sorry.
Yeah.
Elaine
Okay.
to Cup.
So, Alia Elaine is still Burlington Marizon Cup.
Yes.
Fantastic. You know what? You guys were talking about how well your South African ladies did in the 100. Dani van Niekerk, Marizon Cup, and Shabnam Ismail in particular. They won it. You remember that.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they were not just bloody fantastic, but they made a new competition, started from scratch. Okay, sorry. She's going to bowl leg spin?
Yes, that.
Yeah. Elaine Cap. I've got the last ball of the 6th over. Elaine Cap strays on. Elaine to Marizon Cup strays onto her legs and smashed to mid on. Sorry, for 4.
Okay, so six overs gone. 8 runs off the 6th over. Marizon Cup with 2 fours off the last 2 deliveries there. And she is on 9 off 10, Lizelle Lee on 12 off 11. South Africa, after 6 overs, are 40 for 1. Ravi, do you see a better picture coming through there on your side? Because we really appreciate somebody doing ball by ball who can actually see what's going on.
We are struggling.
Okay, we seem to have lost Ravi now.
Oh no!
No, yes, indeed. Okay, so we're gonna try and commentate on a game that we can't watch. So that's
No.
This is even more fun now. Okay, here we go, Ravi. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're at 6.3 overs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And Hayley Matthews is bowling to Lizelle Lee, and Lizelle took a single. We'll get back to that. And oh dear, I don't want the commentators, blessed though they are, to overwhelm our feed and our live score. But it's, you know what? It seems like South Africa I hate to say this, are just playing it straight,
Yeah.
right? Marizan Cap, it just takes one run played towards mid-wicket. Hey, why aren't they hitting out? The West
Yeah.
Indies.
I think they do seem to be a bit tentative. Lots of dot balls here. And with Danai van Niekerk losing a wicket, we didn't see exactly what happened there. We've got very little information coming through here about what exactly happened to Danai van Niekerk, but she must have been trying to put the foot onto the accelerator there. In the meantime, 7 overs gone, and Hayley Matthews, who took the wicket of Danai van Niekerk, has now bowled 2 overs for 7 runs and the wicket of Danai van Niekerk. 7 overs are gone. South Africa are 42 for 1, going at exactly a run a ball. And that was another excellent over by Hayley Matthews. Only 2 singles coming from it. Lizelle Lee 13 off 16 and Marizan Cup 10 off 11. What do you see there, Anis? I've got an ad break playing here on my side. What bells you have to play an ad break while not broadcasting anything?
Yeah, I think they just worked out on that side. I've got the MasterCard billboard sitting there, and the ball is going across the boundary, and it's frozen for 4. That's what I'm looking at right now.
Okay, no, I'm looking at an ad for a spectacle manufacturing spectacle franchise company here in South Africa, telling me that I can get some spectacles at really affordable prices. And now another soppy we come through this difficult time ad from a bank that I will never support just because they played me that ad while I was trying to watch cricket.
So, is it the blue one, or is it the blue one, the red one, or the green one?
They're not paying me to say. If they sponsor us, I'll tell everybody how awesome they are. Okay.
So you guys can't hear me?
No, we can hear you now.
We can now. Yes, you're back.
Okay, fine. Because I was trying to do ball by ball, but clearly not being heard. We're in the 8th over.
Yes.
Yeah. 7.2. Anisa Muhammad is bowling.
Not my mother.
Yes.
And this is my problem with South Africa. That they have Lizelle Lee, Marizan Cap, Danai van Niekerk, and Laura Volvaart. That's it. Beyond that, where is the depth in batting? Where is the depth in bowling? Shabnim Ismail, makes up the bowling, but what's the rest of it made of?
Yeah, we've got some talented ladies in this squad. Sunay Lees is good with ball and bat. Chloe Tryon is a very dangerous batter. Trisha Chetty as well. Masabata Klaas can also clear the boundary when she has to. I've seen her hit some big shots. It's basically just Ayabonga Kaka and Nonkululeko Mlaba who are the real tail enders. Tasman Brits, Laura Volvaart is in the side. Tasman Brits, very exciting batter. So they do have some depth in batting, but Ravi, I get your point here because I don't like the scoring rate at all. The West Indies women are a dangerous side, and they're playing at home. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of score they post, because the run rate is dropping now below 6 and over, and that's never good in a T20. With the women's game, you want to see 6, 7. You want to see 7, 7.5, 8 runs and over at least. You want to get to that 140 mark. Usually, that's a competitive total. What are you guys seeing there? What's happening?
I'm seeing right now. I've moved over to the other channel that says they're showing it, and I'm seeing a clothing ad for a specific brand.
Ah, okay, yes. So another company that I'm going to boycott from now on for the rest of my life. Ravi, are you back with us?
Ravi stuck.
Okay,
And
so let's give you an update here on what's happening. So that was the 7th over that Ravi told us about. 2 runs off that over. That good one by Haley Matthews. Then the 8th over is now being completed. And for only 4 runs off that over. South Africa 46 for 1. Run rate 5.75. Marizon Cup 12 off 15. And Lizelle Lee 15 off 18. She slipped below a runner ball. And that was another good over from the West Indies women. Anisa Mohammed, 1 over 4 runs, no wicket.
I have
start of the 9th
Joseph starting
over.
the next team.
Okay, guys, I've got a feed. I've got a feed that isn't buffering.
Yes.
As we see, Joseph in the 9th over, 4 balls in, bowling to Marizon Cup. This one was straight on the pads, and it was played out to the offside for no run. So South Africa 49 for 1. I'm not sure what you guys think about the way South Africa did the power play, but after this one, Joseph shoots a left arm orthodox. Plays it down just on that 4th stump line, and she bats it back to the bowler for no run. That's Marizon Cup, who's on 13 of 18. Lizelle Lee 17 of 20, as you can see on the scoreboard. Last ball of that over, Joseph bowling onto that middle stump line, played out to the next side. No run. End of the 9th, 49 for 1.
Yeah, they're going at 5.54 and over. As we've been saying, they've dropped below a run of ball, which is worrying. However, it is they are only in the 9th over, and hopefully they can accelerate. And they've got the hitters to do it. We have faith.
Yeah, no, they do. I think they might just be assessing the conditions there. Paul, you can maybe tell us a bit more about what the wicket is doing and what
if it's
the
coming
bowlers
onto
are.
the bat or not,
Well, it doesn't look like it's been a lot of turn. Anisa Mohammed to resume, not Anisa's mother. This one played out to the leg side by Lizelle Lee for a single. Well, I can see what the West Indies are trying to do. They're trying to restrict South Africa with a lot of spin. So similar to the men's game, with the low scoring games.
Yeah,
and they succeeding.
Face of the ball,
with a ball that goes on straight, she plays it off the back foot. That's Marizon Cup. For another single, South Africa get to 51 for 1, 9.2 overs.
Running
Hey, 50 up.
Can you hear me at all?
Yes, we can
There
hear
we
you.
go. You're back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Fine.
Yes.
Anisa
Mohammed. This one is swept by Lizelle Lee to the cow corner boundary, and there's a dive, but it's not a great one, and it doesn't save that boundary. So another 4 runs ensue. 55 for 1. Lizelle Lee goes to 22 of 22.
You guys know how I feel about the sweep shot. But we got a Mark voucher for this one. Who's the batting consultant? We need words.
That's good to see some boundaries coming from Lizelle Lee. Like I said, she blows hot and cold sometimes.
This one,
so it'll be nice to see her.
From Lizelle Lee, played off to the leg side for another single. And South Africa's total goes to 56. Anisa Mohammed, in her 10 balls, she's gone for 11 runs. Marizon Cup looking to try and accelerate this for the South African women.
I see that our broadcasters here in South Africa have given up. They are now showing the Ireland versus the West Indies.
This one is played out to the offside by Marizon Cup for another single. And it will be, taking the score up to 57 and an empty Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua.
Oh, sad. Yeah, I see that our broadcasters here in SA have given up, and they are now showing Ireland versus the Zimbabwe.
Okay, so tell your friends they can listen. They can listen to us here on One World Sports Radio.
Sport Radio, yes. Smash that like button, guys. like and subscribe. We will be here covering all these games with or without our local broadcasters. We will find a way to bring you all the action for the Proteas women's team games because we believe in equal opportunities for everyone.
The end of that over was a dot ball, 57 for 1. The South Africans tried to set off a run, but they were sent back very quickly. Some good fielding from the West Indies. First ball of the next over, it is Joseph. She bowls, it is Kiana Joseph, and is one outside the off stump going on with the arm. And that was a dot ball. The next one turning slightly into the right-handed Marizan Cup. She goes on one knee, sweeps it behind square, and they'll come through for 2 for that one. And it will be takes us up to 59 as the West Indies are searching for a wicket to open this game up.
Yeah, and it looks like Lizelle and Marizan are trying to restore the run rate to something closer to 7 rather than 5.5.
5 feet over, yeah.
So that's good to see.
So far, it's just arm balls, and the next one was a little bit short, and Marizan will be kicking herself because she couldn't flat bat that away. She found the fielder, and so that's another dot ball to the South African cause.
I think that what the West Indies are doing a containing job, but it's not going to do them any good if they're not taking any wickets at the moment. And if the South Africans decide that they're going to let loose after 15 and they've got 9 wickets in hand, they might be able to make up for not scoring at more than a run a ball in the first 10. Or as we like to call it, the Otis Gibson. And then be back, get back in this game. Yes, Ravi. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
So South Africa have, to my mind, been rubbish so far. Because they realise that Danny van Niekerk's out and Marizan Cap is all they've got left. So they are scoring slowly because they cannot rely on the rest of their batters.
Well, Ravi, we've got Tasman Brits in that middle order who can do a job.
No.
And they're giving them an
Don't give me names.
We'll see.
We'll see. She'll prove herself to you.
We've watched these women play. They can play. Don't you worry. But I take your point once again. They're facing too many dot balls at this point.
Otto, I love your enthusiasm. I love your optimism.
So just to give our listeners an indication of what's going on, we had a break in play. Lizelle Lee needed to change some gloves, and she also got a message through Mignon du Preez from the bench. So this is a bit of a strategic timeout.
Step on it.
It took a very long time to change gloves.
This is the thing. This is the thing. You have Mignon du Preez, you have Laura Volpaert, you have so many excellent players, South Africa, and you can't push it unless DVK is doing it. Why? Why?
And the next ball is played flat back to the outside, the off stump. Kiana Joseph is bowling on a 4th stump line, and Marizan just flat bats it to a wideish long off for a single. Next ball in, straight down leg side, and this is Lizelle Lee's bread and butter. She just goes on one knee, sweeps it with a swivel on that one knee, a little bit of a pirouette on that knee for 4 behind square. 64 for 1, South Africa are with 1 ball left in the 11th.
It's go time now. They've got a swing for the fences. Yeah, they've got a swing now. 6 or out.
Not 6 or out. Come on, guys. You can be a bit responsible.
And the last ball of the over played straight to the fielder at point for no run. That's DeAndre Dotton who's fielding a point. End of that one, 64 for 1.
Go, Ravi.
Are a team with talents. Okay, they've got DeAndre Dotton, they've got Stephanie Taylor, They've got talent.
They don't have Stephanie
But not
Taylor
just
today.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Besides those two, do you know any of the names in the West Indies team? I know 6 women who could play for South Africa anytime. But South Africa is not doing it. Why? Why are they not hitting fours? Really, England and Australia will just be hitting fours for fun right now. Why is South Africa not doing it?
We've got to change the bowler. Anisa Mohammed, not Anisa's
Not my mama.
is taking herself off because she's captain, and Shakira Salman is bowling right arm over the wicket, right arm medium pacer, more of like a Fidel Edwards type of style of bowling, wearing the number 4 shirt for Jamaica. Nice little run up with a gather at the apex of that. Very front on bowler. So she's probably going to try crank it up and cause the South Africans a little bit of problems. Is Shakira Salman. This one outside the off stump, a little bit of a inside edge that Marizan tried to do, playing that down the ground, and they'll take the single. And that's the second ball of Salman's over, 65 for 1.
A couple of tweets from Chris TB, Gorilla SA. You guys are more professional than the official broadcast. We are for now. And then one from at Gene Teebs, Gorilla SA. Thank heavens for you guys. Otherwise, we would not have a clue as to what's going on in Antigua.
And this one played out the leg side by Lizelle Lee for another single.
And to think I pay for that. The broadcaster, cannot mention their name, owes our ladies a huge apology. I do agree. We do have our...
Tweet the broadcaster and tell them to send us. We'll go for the island holiday.
We will go.
And we'll pay for Ravi to come with us.
Hey, dude, they just need to pay my flight tickets and my accommodation. I'll sort myself out when I'm in the Caribbean watching cricket.
So the next ball is a straight one just outside the off stump and played 2 long off for a single. South Africans have taken it very easy, and I'm with Ravi on this one. You've got 9 wickets in hand and a cut from Lizelle that's been stopped on the edge of the circle by the fielder there. Looks like it is DeAndre Dotton who's doing a lot of work behind square, but the South Africans have taken a single, so the score goes up to 68. For 1 ball left in the 12th over. I'm with Anis. I'm with Ravi. We need to take more risks. You have a chance of scoring 180 today because you've got 9 wickets in hand. What a shot from Marizan Cup, but it's only good for 1. And it's a nice cover drive through extra cover. It was slightly in the air, but the fielder was a little bit wide. And the sweeper, it's not a sweeper, it's the fielder at long off picking that one up. So it's 69 for 1 after 12 overs.
I think if we are doing the Otis Gibson, now is the time to start pushing the accelerator.
I think we've lost it a bit too long on the let's keep everything in order and let's mellow out a bit. We now need to kick on.
Hey, Umpo, can I ask you? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you the only one of the 4 of us who can actually see the game?
Yes, I am the only one of the 4 of you, and I'm seeing right now Kiana Joseph resuming, and it's a short ball and a sweep. The South Africans like to go on their knees very quickly for short balls. So Marizan Cup swept that one behind square for 2 runs, which probably is to generate power, but it's an easy get out of jail shot for the South Africans to try and sweep it behind square.
And
they seem to be picking. They seem to be picking out the fielders.
I'm sorry, but Lizelle Lee aside, who is the power hitter for the South Africans?
Marizan.
Lizel Lee could hit with power. Who else can range hit?
Marizan should be the one. You
That's
saw
it.
her.
She's a bowler, for goodness sakes.
And this one is
all-rounder.
by Lizel Lee to the fielder again, the sweeper on the offside for a single. The score now is 73 for 1.
Yeah, this is going to be so interesting to see if the West Indies women can score quicker than this. I'm sure they can.
I'm sure they can't, actually.
There's no faith.
I really don't think that the West Indies will, on this pitch, apart from Deandra Dotton, actually score at this rate.
Yeah, so next ball was a dot straight to Deandra Dotton for no run.
So the West Indies are looking at this as though it's an unclimbable mountain. You know?
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
So
Go,
Anis.
Anis.
Second off the next ball. Score goes up to 74. Went to extra cover.
It feels as if the West Indies ladies need to do something more than just contain South Africa, because eventually they're gonna let loose, and then it's gonna be too late, and the horse is gonna have bolted. But all they seem to be doing is trying to mitigate things. But the South African ladies aren't hitting that accelerator pedal, and that seems to be so. We might say, "Oh, look at the score," but it seems like it's quite evenly balanced with 7 overs to go.
So the next ball of that last over of Kiana Joseph is played straight to the field at extra cover. No run. End of that over, 74 for 1. No boundaries in a while for the South African team.
Well, they don't need boundaries because the West Indies on this pitch are, apart from Deandra Dotton, not going to even come close. You can score at 4 runs and over.
Oh, what a shot from Marizan Cup. Shakira bowls full on off stump. She swept it behind square, and it was a chase between the ball and the fielder. And the fielder won this one. But the South Africans ran for a third, and there was a run out. And
No!
Forlorn on the floor after having dived in. And it's a wicket to the West Indies from the boundary, from the fine leg boundary to be run out.
Yeah, so I think that's a bad move by the West Indies, because now Tamsin Brits is coming in, right?
Now we can show. Now Ravi can see.
Yeah. Now you're gonna see.
No. I can see how
I would send Chloe Tryon in now up the order. Sorry, Ravi.
It was relay fielding. She actually stopped the ball from getting to the boundary, and her colleague threw it in. And South Africa were trying to get enough extra run, because they need the extra runs, don't they?
Yes, they do. And to some extent, you kind of felt that if it wasn't going to go for 4, you're going to try take the third. But Brittany Cooper with a monster throw, a gun throw from the boundary to the wicketkeeper Knight. The rest, you can say it was history. Really good fielding from the West Indies. You have to applaud them for the chase, the pushback, and also the throw from Brittany Cooper. Really, really good to see. Some good cricket good fielding from the West Indians. Salman in again, second ball. This time it's Laura Wolfart who's in. She played this one off a hip square leg for a single. 77 for 2 the South Africans are. Lizel Lee's probably going to be throwing things in the dressing room. I wouldn't want to be there right now. They're
trying to keep Brits away from Ravi.
Don't you?
They don't want.
But don't you think?
No, Laura Wolfart is class, by the way.
Yeah, she is. No
Marazan
argument.
Cup playing this one in the air, close to the fielder at mid wicket in the ring. But this one just rolling out to that cow corner boundary for 2. It's a little bit of a heart and mouth situation for anybody in green and gold.
And here's the thing. Why is Dane van Niekerk opening? Why is Marizan capped at number 3? Is that the best that South Africa has to offer? No, they are the best. I know that.
I think maybe that was a pinch hit type of situation where they tried to push the run rate up, but they just
slower ball from Salman, but played back by Marizan Cup. She's more she's wiser this time and recognized it very early. Came out the back of her hand. Really nice.
But Paul, the point is that they're not upping the scoring rate. Are they?
No, they were finding the fielders. Yeah, they were just. I think it's fear of failure, maybe. Yeah.
And the next ball, Marizan finds the sweeper on the leg side for another single.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? A single every 2 balls. What's that give you? 3 runs and over? And the occasional 4. It's not a great thing. I know that the South African women should beat the West Indian women. They should. There's no question about it. But
so Shakira Salman ends that over on a high with another dot ball. This one was spearing into the off stump. But as we know with Laura Wolfhard, that's the one place she is the strongest. She just gave us a cover drive that probably will be part of a cricketing textbook that was played straight back to the bowler. No run.
Do you think that in these 120 balls, South Africa will actually score 120 runs?
Doesn't look that way at the moment.
I think they might be able to.
They're currently going at a run rate of 5.71. You got to assume that they're going to try and start scoring boundaries.
They need to go now.
It's Kiana Joseph who's resuming for her last over of her spell. And this one played straight to the fielder, DeAndre Dotson, at backward point. No run. It was a short ball there.
So Kiana Joseph is a left-arm fast bowler.
Left-arm seam. This one, no, not seam, spin. Sorry, left-arm orthodox spin.
And
the next one holding its line there slightly. They're saying all Marizan can do is just play it out to the offside, and the fielders are well alert coming in. So 2 dot balls in this over. Third ball from Kiana Joseph is a flighted one, but Marizan doesn't connect with it well, and all she can do is get it down to the fielder at long off, rolling, I might add, for a single. So that's the first runs of this over, 81 for 2.
I think Kiana Joseph might be upset with you because according to ESPN Crick Info, she's left arm fast.
Yes.
No.
This one driven out to long on for another single off of the bat of Wolfhard.
The hell with
no. They are killing me with these singles.
She is a slow left arm.
Left arm fast, according to Cricket Pro. Like, wait, what's going on?
Kiana, what a sweep shot there. We could be seeing our first boundary in 4 overs, and we do.
No.
A sweep shot there from Marizan Cup. Behind square, well timed, well placed. We were waiting for that release spell from the South Africans, and they received it. 86 for 2. Really, really good shot. Just a tad too full from Kiana. She'll be angry with herself. Ruining her figures there with that boundary. She was she had only conceded 17 runs up until that point. And this one is a short one outside the off stump. And Marizan plays that out to the sweeper on the offside to end Kiana Joseph's spell. She's only conceded 22 runs without a wicket. South Africa are 87 for 2 after 15.
87.
Sure.
After
So
15.
how many runs do you think we need to defend on this wicket? Paul, you're the only one who can see what the wicket is like.
Yep. 120.
Look, looking based on the fact that South Africa have three spinners in their team, in Sunelu, Stanefenike, and Nonkuleko Mlaba, and assuming that you're probably going to bowl 10 overs of spin, or even 8 overs
12.
of spin,
Yeah.
I think 140, 140 is a winning total. I don't think South Africa will get there. However,
I'm sorry, I think 110 is a winning total.
Oh, you really
It looks that way.
Short.
It looks that way.
110 is a winning total, given the way the bowlers and the batters are dealing with this.
I'm just worried that the South African pacers could make it a little bit easier for the West Indians to find the gaps.
Yeah,
as we see Anisa Mohammed come in, and this one is swept straight into the hands of Brittany Cooper at mid wicket for a wicket for the West Indies. And it is Marizan Cup there who's out on 36 or 42. And the score is 87 for 2. Anisa Mohammed, not your mother, Anis, with the breakthrough there. And South Africa losing the wicket at the incorrect time of the
incorrect time or otherwise. Don't we feel relieved that we might have got rid of a batter who it's just holding up. Scored.
And then,
Marizan Cap, I love. Do you remember her posting about her house being burnt down?
Yes, that was really sad.
Yeah. I love her.
That's horrible.
And of course, DVK to bits.
So,
but
yes,
if
so
DVK and Marizan Cap are the only batters, apart from Minho Dupree, for South Africa, that's not right. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next batter in, it looks as though it is Tasman Brits, Tassie Brits, from the.
Now you're going to see, Ravi. Now you're going to see. Well, you're not going to see it, but you're going to hear. We've hyped this. We've hyped this lady so much.
She is the Iron Man.
Oh.
She is
hopefully,
everything.
Hopefully, we didn't Simon Gear her.
Let's get back to cricket, guys. This one from Anisa Mohammed played out to the leg side by Laura Wolfart, sweep shot to get Tasman Brits on strike. Laura Wolfart on 3 or 4. Tasman Brits is about to start her innings. Teresa Roberts on YouTube says, "Did you guys not watch the 100? Marizan is brilliant at 3, and Danae brilliant at opening." Anisa in a 2 Tasman Brits. This one she plays off the back foot, beats the fielder on the inner ring at extra cover for a single. Score goes up to 89 for 3. Are you guys waiting for a boundary?
Yes. We're waiting for Tamsin to take this game away from the West Indies just so we can prove wrong.
Mohammed into Anisa Mohammed into Laura Wolfart. This one's played straight to the packed offside. There's a fielder at cover and a fielder at extra cover, and it's a dot ball there for South Africa. Next one in short ball and pulled straight, luckily on the ground to Deandra Dotton, who is at silly mid wicket. Well, not too silly. She's actually on the ring at more shorter mid wicket than a silly. And then last ball of Anisa Mohammed's over, not your mother. And this one is swept behind square. There is a sweeper for that one at the square leg boundary. And the end of that over, 90 for 3. You won't see Tasman Brits bat again because Laura Wolfart's taken the strike.
We will see Tasman Brits bat again, but she will not be the Iron Man or whatever of your Marvel adventurer story. Come on, South Africa, you should have put this game to bed already.
We've got so and so. Yeah, we've got Tamsin Brits. she's a Hulk.
She's your Hulk. we've got a Tamsin. We've got a Brit.
Looks like we're back on 247. They're slightly behind, but yeah, looks like we're running on 247, and it's
It's good.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anis,
that's a good thing.
Anis, are you back on ball by ball then?
Yes.
15.5 overs, I see.
Then over behind.
Okay.
I see. I got 15.
Just a few balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
just refresh it a bit.
I think them both should be ball by ball.
Okay.
Because
so the next one,
are rubbish.
The next one is played out to the offside, to the leg side by Wolfart, and it will be Tasman Brits facing Hayley Matthews. Remember, Hayley Matthews got the wicket of Danae van Niekerk in her first over. She's only bowled 7 balls, and so she'll be wanting to bowl to the new batter that is Tasman Brits. This one is straight on the off stump, a little bit fuller there, and all Tasman could do is just defend it back to the bowler. 91 for 3.
They find the stream seems to be working now. I see they don't have Windows Media Player or VLC Player, so they might have gotten a legit stream.
Yes.
Oh yes, it's a short ball and it's pulled to a square leg. They're only going to run through for a single, as the fielder there was really quick to come around the boundary, and the South Africans only being able to get a 1.
So I think Mpo, you stay on ball by ball then for the final 4 overs.
Pulled straight behind the square to the sweeper, and you can see the Laura Wolfart's anguish there because they can't beat the fielders. They keep on finding the fielders. Another single to the South African cause, 93 for 3.
Don't forget to hit us up with tweets, guys. We love to read them on air. Love interacting with our listeners.
Tasman Brits coming down the wicket, changing that angle and then hitting it straight to the boundary. And you can see the umpire getting a little bit of exercise there because that ball's gone for 4.
See? Yes. Told you, Ravi. We told you.
Yeah. You told me.
We told you.
1 ball left in the 17th over.
Hold on a second.
Tasman Brits plays it off a back foot out to the mid-wicket to the leg side for another single. And it is 98 for 3 after 17. Well, it's the first boundary in 2 overs and 3 ball, and 2 overs and 1 ball, because the last boundary was 14 overs and 4 balls.
What you consider acceptable T20 play?
No, but Brits wasn't in. she just came in now.
Yeah, look,
I love
it. It takes a while to get used to the women's game, but these teams are not at England and Australia's level. We'll grant you that.
It's not about England and Australia's level, because DVK and Marizan Cap and Shabnam Ismail won the 100. Okay? They could win it. Why are they not doing? Yeah.
Anisa Mohammed resuming, and this one's played down the ground for a single from Laura Wolfart. She's allowing Tasman Brits to take more of the strike. Tasman on 9 off of 6 to Anisa. This was a quicker one, darted in by Mohammed, and Tasman Brits getting that out, squirting that out to mid-wicket and running through for a quick single there. That one was a surprise ball from Anisa Mohammed.
That brings up the 100?
Okay, so we made it to double figures.
Oh, Laura Wolfhard getting a leaning edge there that nearly bounced in front of Anisa Mohammed. She was looking to go leg side, but this one just squirted out off the outside edge of her bat. Luckily for her, it didn't have enough power to reach the bowler. This one is another edge as Laura Wolfhard coming down the wicket. It's going to race to the boundary, race, and the outfield's very slow.
Go ball.
And they will come through for a third, and this one is a successful 3-run by the South African women, also known as the Throatiers.
There we go. Hashtag Throatiers. Get it trending.
And so that is 104 for 3.
Throatiers.
Oh, we're going to get... Oh, thank you.
Yes, the Throatiers, Ravi, as in vrouw, the Afrikaans word for women, vrouw. The Throatiers.
Yeah, Throatiers. You're going to call them the Throatiers?
It doesn't sound right. I don't think it's going to stick on his...
Okay, guys, next ball in from Anisa Mohammed. This one's on the leg stump, and all Tasman Brits could do is just play it down to the fielder at long on for another single. 105 for 3, 1 ball left in the 18th. Will we see another looking for a boundary from Laura Wolfhard? She comes down the wicket, cover drive over the top. There is a fielder there at long on, but it bounces just in front of them. And they fielded very well. I think that's Shakira there. And it will be the end of that over. Single taken off that last ball. 106 for 3. 2 overs left. Ravi's score of 110 could be...
I think 110 will be good enough.
120 is par.
You reckon?
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so too.
I hope you're right, Ravi. Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's just that this game has a sense of if we score 1 run a ball, we'll be doing well. And if the West Indies do better than that, well, good for them. But, if they score at more than 1 run a ball,
Haley,
they will probably get out.
So next over in, Hayley Matthews bowling her right arm off spin to Laura Wolfhard. This time Laura comes down the wicket and drives it past the field at extra cover. There is a chase on. The outfield is quite slow. But this time the ball wins because the ball that Hayley Matthews bowled was a full toss. And so Laura Wolfhard managing to get it over the inner ring and down to the boundary. 4 runs to South Africa, 110 for 3.
Looking at pictures, you're looking at the pictures, it doesn't seem as if they've brought the boundaries in as much as they do here or especially Australia. Is the ground in Antigua that small?
Well, it also looks like a used pitch.
We can talk about that and bringing the boundaries in for the women's game.
Another ball in from Laura Wolfhard, from Hayley Matthews that's been dispatched for 4 by Laura Wolfhard. This time a little bit more flight. Laura getting to the pitch of the ball and stroking that on the up over the inner fielder, and all Connell could do on the boundary is just shepherd it over the rope for 4.
Absolutely, Laura Wolfhard is class.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is pure class. And when she cover drove that, she exemplified, if you will, her class.
Yeah, she's got the best cover drive in world cricket at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. It does look like the boundary rope is a bit in. If I look at the positioning of some of the advertising boards there, the ones that are still there.
Tasman Brits. Okay, guys, let's get back to the cricket. So the previous ball was played out to the leg side for a single. Then the next one hitting Tasman Brits on the pads, going down the leg side for a leg by, not a single. So the score goes up by 1, but it's not going to go to Tasman Brits. So 116 for 3. Hayley Matthews coming around the wicket this time, and Laura Wolfhard pulls this out to the leg side to the sweeper at square leg for a single. 117 for 3. This is a very expensive over 2 fours and singles at every turn.
Come on.
So that's 11
120
already off this. It's 11 already off this over.
120.
Haley Matthews coming around the wicket, over the wicket this time. And all Tasman Brits could do is play it out to the leg side. Are they going to come through for 2? They do. Great running from this pair. And so the end of that over, 13 runs off that over. South Africa 119 for 3. 1 over remaining in this innings. These two are batting really well and have managed to accelerate this run rate over a run a ball to give the South Africans a winning total per Ravi's prediction.
You want to hear my opinion?
Yes, we
The
do.
West Indies have already lost this.
We do.
I don't know, man. Let's see what they can do on this pitch.
Does something.
Yeah.
Getting to 120 is enough. In this
It looks now that I can see the field, it looks like a quick outfield. The grass looks
In
kind
some
of
places.
Yeah,
Well, the
and
wicket
it-
it
and it's
seems
a-
quick but straight.
But also, it looks like a used wicket. It's not a fresh wicket, so it's slow and the ball is not coming through off the pitch. So it might be something to work with here for the South African bowlers.
So final over is going to be bowled by Shakira. By Shakira.
Shakira.
Yes, Shakira Salman, that is. And the first ball to Laura Wolford. This one's a little bit full. She tries to go on one knee to play that out to the leg side with a little bit of power. Can only doesn't connect with that really well, and can only manage a single out of that. So the score goes up to 120. Well, it's a winning total and it's over a run a ball. So we'll see how the West Indies can do this. I still say 130 is the target South Africa should be aiming for. That gives them 10
definitely.
And then Tasman Brits with a lusty blow straight to the fielder at Kyle Corner at deep mid wicket. They just can't seem to find either side of the fielders or any of the gaps there today. But I think like Laura Wolford's got an eye in. So for Ravi and everyone else, it must be a joy to watch. Well, I'm enjoying it.
You know what the best part about Laura Wolford is? The best part about it, she's absolute close.
And Laura Wolford moves back, giving herself some room, opening up the stumps, and connects with a ball so beautifully that she manages to get it over the bowler's head, behind the umpire, over to the Sir Andy Roberts end for 6. A really, really good straight 6 from Laura Wolford. She connected with that like a half volley. Really, really good shot.
Claps for Laura Wolford.
The best part about that is she's only 22 years old.
22.
She's 22.
I thought she was around there, but I mean, this is awesome. This is so cool.
Gents. Next ball in, Laura Wolford giving herself a bit of room. This time she misses it, and Knight, the wicketkeeper for the West Indies, Kaisia Knight, doing a really good job behind the stumps. Couldn't stump her because she was well within the crease. But a dot ball for the West Indies nonetheless, 127 for 3. This one is wide, and Laura Wolford slapping that to the sweeper at the extra cover boundary over the top. They've managed to run through for 2. The South Africans taking the risk on the arm of the fielder, and they are at 129 for 3. So for my initial prediction of 130 might just be coming through.
I think
goodness.
130 is, if they don't get to 130 now, they're going to be disappointed.
Hold on. They're going to get to 130, or they're going to set as they already have.
They get to 135 because Laura Wolford rocked on her back foot and played the short ball over cow corner for
Yes.
6 runs. South Africa finished their innings on 135. Laura Wolfart's innings of 35 of 21 has been really, really great to watch as the South Africans put a quite an imposing total here in this first game in Antigua.
I would just like to say the Otis Gibson work.
Laura.
I'm going to go out of here, though I've been a gadfly on you. I think that South Africa have enough to win, but they didn't do it well. Is my opinion.
Yeah,
they should have got 160 or 170.
Could have been. Yeah.
They've got 135, which should be enough.
I agree.
Just call him Paul.
Yeah, I think the West Indies bowlers showed the way. So let's see if South Africa can defend this. I think they should be able to. Thanks, Ravi.
Well,
thanks, Ravi.
Let's see if South Africans and bowlers, Marizan Kaap and others, can actually learn from how the West Indian bowlers bowled.
Yeah, that's going to be key.
Okay. Yeah. Bye now.
Wow, that was an adventure.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Nair.
Let's just go through the scorecard,
Yes.
And then we'll just play our full quota podcast, Sri Lanka series preview, and then we'll be back after the innings break. So South Africa won the toss and chose to bat first. They opened with Lizelle Lee and Dene van Niekerk. It was up to 31 runs before Dene van Niekerk was out. She was caught by Anisa Mohammed, not your mother.
Not my mom.
Off the bowling of Hayley Matthews for 15 off 15. Then the next batter to be out on sale with South Africa score 176 was Lizelle Lee. She was run out by Shamila Connell, as well as Kaisia Knight, who's the wicketkeeper of runner ball 30. She was running for a third run. The next batter out was Marizan Kaap on 87. She was caught by Cooper, bowled by Anisa Mohammed, not your mother Anise, 36 of 43. And then Laura Wolfart came in with Tasman Brits. So Tasman Brits was not out on 14 off 11, and Laura Wolfart 35 off 21 balls. That partnership between Laura and Tasman Brits was worth 48 of 29 balls. That's how productive it was. And so from the bowling perspective, Shamilia Connell opened the bowling, 2 overs, no wickets for 19 runs. Aliyah Elaine, 3 overs, no wickets for 16. Hayley Matthews got the breakthrough. She bowled 4 overs, 1 for 27. Anisa Mohammed, not your mother Anise, 1 for 23 off her 4 overs. Kiana Joseph bowled 4 overs, no wickets for 22. And Shakira Salman bowled 3 overs, 0 for 27. Gents, any final words before I say goodnight to you guys? I think I've got Tip on the other end. And we'll play our full quota podcast.
Yeah, just the just a bit worried about the slow batting to start with, but if it was part of the plan, then it's done. But I think the run rate at the beginning was a bit of a worry, but they pulled it off at the end. Laura Wolfart and is a superstar. Just saying.
I don't have much to add to that. That was very exciting. First time commentating on a game that I couldn't watch, so that was cool. Thanks, Paul, for jumping in there and helping us out there. Let's hope that the Gremlins have sorted themselves out, and we can bring you some more quality alternative cricket commentary here on Guerrilla Cricket South Africa on One World Sports Radio on YouTube. Follow, subscribe.
Yeah.
Notification, ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
See you soon.
The end.
Bye.
It's just an innings break. We're just going to play our podcast that we recorded today with the Sri Lankan journalist Estelle, who just gave us a little bit of insight into the Sri Lankan men's team, as we've got coverage of that later on this week.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hello, Tsepo.
Yes.
How's it going?
Oh, lacquer. Wow.
We are back for the second innings, the chase for the West Indies. They're looking to get 136. The fielders the players are back on the field, so we're ready to get. I can see Shabnim Ishmael with the ball in her hands, and Deandra Dottin getting herself ready to face the first ball of the innings. Tsepo, how have you been? How have you been following the game?
I got you now. I just saw the last fireworks from Laura Wolfart. As I believe it is Dotson who plays this to the offside for a no run there, and the first ball is a dot ball. Yeah, no, I just got you now. I saw the little flurry of some very nice looking shots from Laura Wolfart. What more can you expect from one of the best women's players in the South African game? Oh, a big cover drive lofted over the infield, and it goes for a very good shot by Dotton, just sending Cup right over the infield with a beautiful cover drive, and that takes the score to 4-0 off 2 balls, and their target is 136. Yes, target is 136 in 20 overs. So yeah, taking the score down there very nicely.
Yeah, that was a very good shot from Deandra Dottin. A statement of intent to start off the innings with.
And then Marizan Karp straight after that. A very steep bouncer that Dottin tries to hook but gets nowhere near it. It looks like it's hit her shoulder, and she's woman down at the crease at the moment.
Looks like it's more of a hamstring.
Yes.
That doesn't bode well for the West Indies with Stefanie Taylor still in quarantine for this series. Deandra Dottin and Stefanie Taylor are the two key names on this West Indies batting lineup. And so to see Deandra Dottin getting injured early on in this innings does not bode well for this team.
Oh, no. And right after statements of intent, she looked like she was ready to go, but it looks like it's a bit of a cramp there. Looked like she turned over in agony very quickly. Looks like quite a hectic one, and that's not a nice one to have. Feels like there's nothing you can do there. Oh, they're taking the shoes off, helmets off. This looks relatively serious. It looks, it's just a cramp. Yeah. Yep, definitely a cramp. Yeah. Have you had a cramp? Have you had a cramp like this, just there on top of the calf muscle where there's nothing you can do? Your body's just going into spasm. It's nasty, man.
And normally it's during a marathon.
Yeah.
And all you just have to do is just walk it off.
Yeah. Yeah, but here you're just standing at the crease. You need maximum focus. Yeah, no, that doesn't look like a hey. Oof. Do you have to eat bananas to avoid cramps? I feel like bananas are just a superfood, or am I? Oh, I was right. Legit.
Yeah, it's bananas.
Yeah, that is
it's bananas, and it's just you just need potassium in your body. It's largely mostly is due to dehydration, but this one I think she probably came in with with an injury or a niggle because it feels too early on, or because of that swing that she was trying to get to, she really did try to pull that ball down the leg side, and so it may have activated a muscle that was dormant. And not a good thing. We got a question here on Facebook asking how many fours for South Africa. I will get that for you.
I'm already on quick info.
Oh,
so
okay.
I can hop there quickly.
If you can, I'm on 9, 11, 12 fours for the South African innings and 2 sixes. So how many? It's 14 boundary balls out of 120. So the boundary percentage from this team is
11%.
And
2 of those came in the
11.6%.
And both
Yeah,
of
that
those,
was
the sixes came in the last over as well. Very good looking sixes. Yo, guys, do yourself a favor. Laura Wolfhard, she's the one. She is the real McCoy. Figures of 35, or runs of 35 of 21. Yeah, she really put pedal to the metal towards the end of the innings.
she's
Showing what you, yeah,
becoming a
please.
much better lower order hitter.
Indeed.
In the back end of innings. I remember last time at the World Cup, she'd come in at number 4. Everyone thought she was a more of an orthodox opener like she does in the ODIs. But she became a lot more, I think in that in the final group game, she really batted quite well and scored runs later on in the innings. And it's her cover drives. It kind of works.
Don't even
For
get
her,
me started.
even
Yeah.
with that straight 6 that she hit in the beginning of that over was probably one of the most beautiful shots you could ever see.
Yo.
Giving herself room, opening up the angles. And so it's not a good thing to see Deandra Dottin being carried off by her teammates as she limps off the field. So it's not a good sight to see. This West Indian team has gone through quite a lot, obviously losing their captain Stefanie Taylor, and now their vice captain in this series, Deandra Dottin, is now out. So it's not a good outcome for this West Indian side, but they are here to compete, and you can't write them off. We'll just wait to see how it works. Who else is going to be coming? And remember, Stefanie Taylor is out because she's contracted COVID and is under quarantine. So she's out for this T20 series. We might see her for the ODIs. Good to see the South African physio coming out to also assist Deandra Dottin in getting through to the in getting out of the field there. So we're going to have a new batter in. I was waiting to get confirmation. The new batter is the wicketkeeper Kaisia Knight.
Kaisia Knight.
Yes. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I'm poor pronouncing for phonetically. It's Kaisia, Kira Knight, left-handed batter. She's the wicketkeeper, 29 years old. Has a high score of 50 not out in T20 internationals, an average of 16, and a strike rate of 81.
They're definitely going to need those runs today. As Marizan Karp comes from over the wickets to the left-handers, this tickle down to fine leg for a single. Takes the score to 5-0. And it's consolidation now. It's West Indies have effectively, not quite literally, but effectively lost the wicket here. Dottin hoping to probably come back onto the field. But what's the plan of action here for the West Indies? Is just same plan as usual. Just the plan that they sort of came in with earlier, as a slower ball played down, dotted down to the lady at point, and they take themselves a quick single.
The fielder there was Lizelle Lee. Good to see her fielding a point. She really loves fielding there. Look, I think for them is to try give themselves every opportunity to win this game, and that for them would be to try and not lose wickets up front, take it as deep as possible, and try to be like South Africa, where you can take this through till the end by hitting in the last 2 overs or 3 overs.
And this one just goes across the left-hander. Wicketkeeper misses this one, and it goes all the way to the boundary for 4 byes. Wicketkeeper really should have picked that up. And I was literally about to ask why Lizelle Lee's she doesn't have the gloves anymore. What happened there?
So South Africa have taken 3 wicketkeepers on tour. Trisha Chetty is the normal wicketkeeper for this side, even with Lizelle Lee ability with the gloves. I think they're just trying to take away the responsibility from her. And Trisha Chetty is a better glove woman. Glove woman. Or gloveman. Let's just do it as it is. And also they've got Sinalo Jafta, who's probably the best wicketkeeper in the country. Women's wicketkeeper in the country. Just only her batting has let her down quite a lot. Whereas Trisha Chetty is a much better batter than Sinalo Jafta. But I'm hoping Sinalo does get a game here or there. Hopefully, probably on the back end of the ODIs, because she's really good at keeping.
So we don't quite see who the bowler is. We can only see a shot of her
It's
feet.
Aya
Aya.
Bonga.
Oh, yes, Aya. She comes in, coming from over the wicket. This one, a very, very good delivery. Blocked out by Matthews. No run there. West Indies 10 for 0 after the first over.
So the batter, Hayley Matthews, by the time she was 11, she was captaining a boys' school team. By the time she was 12, she made her debut for the Barbados senior women's team. And
That
she's
is
23
mad.
years old right now.
Oh, and she has driven this straight to the woman at point. Tried to pick it up there. A bit of a misfield, but the backup from Marizon Cup. From Laura Wolfhard. Turns what could have been 2 runs into just
Yes,
one
and
single.
she has played for the Hobart Hurricanes in the Big Bash, as well as the Velocity in the Women's IPL, and in the recent 100, she played for the Welsh Fire. So a very good batter, and she's also on her 18th birthday. In the last T20, Women's T20 2016, she scored 66 or 45 to help West Indies in the final win the final chase down 149 in the final against Australia. So Hayley Matthews is a really, really good batter for the West Indies.
Kaka just gets this ball to go across the left-hander into the keeper's gloves. No run there. Very, very close to edge. Kaka really doing quite well here. Great line and length. This one tickled down to mid-wicket, and that one picked up. They get themselves a quick single, do the West Indies, and they're sitting now on 12 for 0.
Yeah. Do you know what irritates what kind of irritates me is that the men's team has shown us that they've got a new kit coming out, and the women's team is still wearing the old kit.
I really do. Oh, just beating the outside edge of Hayley Matthews. Kaka's having a fantastic over here, getting the ball to talk. Yes, very well bowled there. West Indies still 12 for 0. Matthews maybe shaking in her boots just a little bit. And yes, I definitely think that this is the worst kit I've ever seen us don. As soon as we took it to the World Cup, I was actually low-key glad that we did so badly. As this one played back to Kaka. No runs there, and that ends the second over. 12 for 0 are the West Indies. Only 2 off that last over. Quite a good over there. So, yeah, Kaka, real deal.
Yes, the real deal she is. Looking at Hayley Matthews's stats in the T20 format, she's got a century already in the T20. She played 59 matches, already 1,030 runs, a high score of 107, and a strike rate of 104. So she a batter that the South Africans will want to see the back of early on in this innings.
Wait, which knight do we have in here? A slower ball, Kaisia. A slower ball wide from Marizon Cup as this just goes on the leg side of the left-handed knight. No runs. Oh, a 1 run there for the wide.
Yes. And she has her twin sister with her playing for the... okay. So it's not Kaisia, it's Kaishona.
Kaishona, yeah.
Kaisia's twin sister.
Oh, so the twins. Oh, as Kaishona drives this straight to cover. No run there. Okay, because at first it was Kaisia on ESPN Cricket Info, and then I checked again, and now it's Kaishona,
and they changed it to Kaishona.
Yeah,
and so they also did it in the broadcaster just says night. So they're very lucky. Was the rest of us are a little bit confused.
We're trying to give details out here, and Aish. This one just across the left-hander, played straight to the woman at point. They take a quick single, and they take it relatively comfortably. They're good running from the West Indies. 14 for 0 after 2.2. So far, a few...
Yes.
Please. Okay, a few stats here for Kaishona Knights. 396 runs, not bad at all, with a high score of 31, an average of 11, but a strike rate of 71.6. As Matthews plays this to the leg side, a sweeper will pick it up. I think that's Mlaba, and they'll get themselves 2 runs. Do the West Indies 16 for 0.
I'm surprised this purchase didn't start off like the men's team does, or even at the last World Cup with Nonkululeko Mlaba bowling that first over, just to see. But Danef Anikek's got more plans, and so she started off with the her strong quicks to try and dominate this West Indian batting lineup.
As this one played through the offside, just beats the woman at cover. A very, very lovely cover drive that hits the cover boundary and takes West Indies to 20 for 0 after 2.4. And this over looking a bit
timing.
expensive. Oh, classy.
That was all
classy.
timing. She didn't need to move her feet much. It was outside the off stump. It was a half volley outside the off stump. And all she just needed to do was present her bat and let the pace take it through. And Hayley Matthews proving to be a handy batter for the West Indies, 8 off 7 right now.
There's a slip in for Kopp now as she pitches this one short. It's given a wide. What? What? No. Was that too high? Was that the second bouncer? She could have played at that.
Yeah, she could.
Surely. A wide. No. That wasn't a wide. Oh, got it. Got an edge there. Matthews playing at a loose delivery and not finding the middle of the bat. No timing in that one. And Trisha Chetty takes that one very comfortably. Kopp strikes and West Indies 21 for 1 after 2.5.
Yes, Hayley Matthews finding herself with her feet stuck in the toilet. That's a metaphor we use here in cricket. She did slightly move back, but there wasn't much forward movement there. She played that off tried to play that off her back foot, but it manages to just get the edge. She did play down the wrong line, and got the edge. And we are going to have a rain break. It seems.
What is happening? No, there's something strange in the. Oh wait, yeah, that was just the replay. Yes, it looks like there is a rain break. Rain break?
It is.
Oh
raining,
yes, the covers are coming on.
In the Caribbean, and so what we're going to do, Tepo, is we're going to play the podcast again. Yay. While we wait for the rain to come back. So do hang around and see. We'll be keeping our tabs on what's going on in Antigua. The South African, West Indies are only currently 21 for 1. And so that's going to be quite interesting chase, but let's hope the rain break is a quick one. It's just it's not the best of situations, but for us, but we're still going to get some cricket going. So let's just play the podcast that we did today. We recorded today, and then we'll just get back to you once the rain has gone away.
Cool beans. Can you still hear me?
Valley City Deepa shortlisted for the Supersport Women in TV Award.